Good afternoon, everyone. Outside of Dayton right now, we do have a tornado warning that's in effect for Clark County, Fayette County, Greene County, and Madison County. That's why we come live here. We do have some of these storms as expected today continuing to dive south, and we do have a couple lines here that we're going to be seeing and a couple punches that's going to happen along the way. So excuse me, let's dive right into this right now. We do have a tornado warning here. Let's get into this. So if you're just joining us, we're down here by Dayton, just outside of Xenia, and here on your screen, obviously you can see the red polygon. That is the tornado warning that is ongoing right now. Now, the National Weather Service, we haven't had any reports of a confirmed tornado. This is radar indicated rotation. So what we got going on right now is the tornado warning remains in effect until 3 o'clock for northwestern Fayette, east central Greene, southeastern Clark, and southwestern Madison counties. If you're in that area, you need to seek shelter. Get to the lowest level of your house and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Again, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located near South Charleston, moving southeast at about 40 miles an hour. So you need to make sure, if you're along the way in this, you need to make sure that you're taking shelter, including Jamestown, South Charleston, Jeffersonville, Lisbon, South Solon, Midway, Octa, Newport, Bookwater, Shady Grove, Bell Center, Rosemore, all those towns, Gladstone, Selma. You all need to be in your tornado safe shelter right now. Radar indicated tornado issued by the National Weather Service until 3 o'clock. So elsewhere across this, we do have some severe thunderstorm warnings as expected. Some of the storms across northern Indiana have died down since we saw earlier 100-plus mile-an-hour winds and some rare tornado warnings up there. That is approaching Ohio right now. We'll get into that in just a few minutes, but we'll concentrate here right on the tornado warning. Let's take a look at what we're looking at as far as rotation-wise right now and kind of what prompted the warning. We'll go into our velocity look here, and let's go ahead and zoom right in here. We got a little bit of shading turned on there, so kind of ignore that to a point. But see this right here, this would be that generalized rotation if it is there. All right, now if we put this into motion a little bit, I'm going to back this up just a minute, and you can see it kind of approach here, Fairborn and Xenia, and if I back the scan up real quick right here, this scan right here, you can see where there's that rotation marker, mesocyclone marker. You can see this rotation area right here, right by the airport. They've decided at that point to issue a tornado warning because it's just enough, and we do have so much shear in the atmosphere. Boom, they issued that tornado warning. Now, as we take a look at this, I'll continue to move this forward. Sorry, I stopped it there. Here comes the tornado warning, and as it moves through that polygon, you kind of see still a very valid warning as it crosses towards South Charleston. This was at 31 after, about 10 minutes ago, and you kind of see still valid, and it is starting now, hopefully, to die down just a little bit. National Weather Service, outside of that, you can see just a moment ago, issued a severe thunderstorm warning for the surrounding counties and tagged that tornado possible. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. So if you're, again, in that area, you need to seek shelter. They just updated the tornado warning too. You can see they trimmed that back just a few moments ago. Again, a tornado warning remains in effect until 3 p.m. for northwestern Fayette and east central Greene counties, along with southwestern Clark and southwestern Madison counties until 3 o'clock. Again, make sure you're in a tornado-safe shelter. Get to the lowest level of your house and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Let's go ahead and flip back over to just our reflectivity now. We're going to take a peek at the reflectivity view and kind of show you what's going on. A lot of rain, a lot of thunder, and a lot of lightning with these storms. And talk about flooding. We don't even have flooding turned on right now. Flooding across Ohio. Excuse me. We did talk about that earlier this weekend. Many people were doubting that Ohio gets any rain, and I think we proved them wrong there, but the haters are going to hate, so what are you going to do? So South Charleston, again, in this area, still, I'm looking off screen here as well, still some very valid rotation. Not seeing a lot of or anything that's pointing to it's on the ground, but definitely has enough rotation still for it to be a tornado warning. Now, elsewhere outside of this, let's talk about some of these other severe thunderstorm warnings. We'll talk about the leading edge starting here, just kind of encompassing this tornado warning just outside of Springfield. That's the latest warning they issued out in front of this, and they did tag this tornado possible. So for this severe thunderstorm warning, there's a severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Franklin, Fayette County, northeastern Clinton County, northwestern Pickaway County, eastern Greene County, eastern Clark County, and Madison County until 3:30. Again, with this one, the severe thunderstorm is located near South Charleston, moving east at 40 miles an hour. They say right now the hazard is 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and they do tag this particular one. Again, we're looking at this particular one right here. I'll kind of highlight it on your screen. They do tag this one tornado possible. So we do got to watch out for that with the severe thunderstorm warning. Back behind this, obviously because of this leading edge that was moving through, there was another severe thunderstorm warning back here that expires in 29 minutes. They're still saying it's very valid, and they also have this one tagged tornado possible that includes most of Dayton right now. So if you're in Greene County, Clark County, and eastern Montgomery County, you have a severe thunderstorm warning here until 3:15. When this first got fired up, it was right over Wright-Patt Air Force Base. And then obviously we do have another severe thunderstorm warning as it's approaching Ohio here, kind of clips one of our counties as it comes into Ohio. For our friends over in Prebble County, you are also under a severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Prebble County, in western Prebble County, I should say, until 3:15. Tonight, it's 3:15 this afternoon. It's been a long night. I was up most of the evening doing weather forecasting duties. So that's kind of what we're seeing right now. Elsewhere across Ohio, the northern flank, I'll turn on some of the radar there for the northern portions of this. I'm going to turn this off real quick. I'm switching radar sources. Just give me 1 second. Kind of these storms earlier that a lot of people were throwing out that derecho word. I'm not sure if it will be classified as a derecho, but that's something we'll have to keep in mind. Keep an eye on. I'm not going to say it's a derecho, but hey, it definitely had 100+ mile-an-hour winds, the National Weather Service was saying, as it moved across northern Indiana. The good thing right now is that is subsided. We don't have any severe thunderstorm warnings here across northern Ohio, which is northwest Ohio and northern Ohio at this point. Now, there is still some firing up that could happen here later this afternoon. Again, a lot of issues there that could be. We do have a new tornado warning for Prebble County, and I just was getting ready to talk about that. Right over the town of West College Corner over in Indiana, this area here, a new tornado warning is going to be coming up on your screen here in just a moment, but you'll see it here, very clear inflow notch as it works its way into. Let's go ahead and flip back to the radar down south here, and let's flip over to our velocity signature and kind of show you what's going on right here, right on the state line. That's where we're seeing some very good rotation. You'll see the tornado warning again. It's already on the bottom of your screen, but you'll see the tornado warning continue here. Pop up on the screen here in just a moment. But very good rotation signature and what we call normalized rotation on this as it moves right across the line. It's right near West College Corner, and you kind of see Cottage Grove, and as it moves right here's the Ohio line. You can kind of see that rotation very clearly for us. So if you're in Prebble County, heads up to you. You need to be in that tornado safe shelter as well as this continues to push off here towards the east at about 40 miles an hour. So again, keep that in mind here. If you're in Prebble County, you do now have a tornado warning, and trying to see why it's delayed on popping up, but it still hasn't populated here, but or maybe I'm just completely wrong, but I thought I saw it. I could be dead wrong. I think I am dead wrong. Well, I apologize. There is no tornado warning. There probably will be a tornado warning. But definitely, wow, I thought there was. I swear I saw that, but I might be dreaming. But right here, you need to treat this as if there were to be a potential tornado because this is some pretty good rotation, looking at some other products coming in. So sorry about that. I think it was the transition between the two warnings that I saw. So apologies. There is no tornado warning for Prebble County. It is my bad, completely my bad. But definitely some rotation on there. We're going to keep a very close eye on this. It still has some pretty good rotation here as it's moving into Prebble County. So I wouldn't be surprised if there wouldn't be some sort of tornado warning there. But just for all intensive purposes and not screwing everything up, the only tornado warning that we do have still remains in effect here for portions of Greene, Clark, Madison, and Fayette counties until 3 o'clock. So another 10 minutes or so on this particular warning. Now, the good thing with this one is this is considerably let up, which is a good sign. I'll take let's take storm relative velocity, take the motion out of the storm, so we kind of get a look at the areas of rotation a little clearer. This is now becoming more of a straight line damaging wind threat, so we have to wait and see here if the National Weather Service lets this go until 3 o'clock or they let it expire. So again, if you're joining us and you heard me say Prebble County earlier tornado warning, I was wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. But definitely some rotation over there. But Prebble County heads up to you as this continues to approach, obviously, Ohio. We're keeping a very, very close eye on that as well. That's one of the signs, or one of the storms that I'm continuing to watch as it approaches here in Ohio. So heads up to you. Elsewhere across this, again, we're watching this leading edge. Let's flip back over to reflectivity. Definitely packing a punch with 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts being the heaviest threat for today, and obviously flash flooding become an issue in some areas that we'll have to continue to watch as we head through the afternoon and evening hours. A lot of places are getting a lot of rain, and that's something that some areas don't need, but nevertheless, make sure that you adhere to the guidance. And remember, turn around, don't drown. That's very important as we move forward here throughout the afternoon, and even into tomorrow, we could see some more rain. So right here on the board, we see the flashing here, so this means that, let me go ahead and click on the actual tornado warning. Go ahead and look at this here. They just gave an update. That flashing means there was an update from the National Weather Service, and we'll read it together. So the tornado warning for northwestern Fayette, east central Greene, and southeastern Clark counties will expire at 3 o'clock. So they're not going to expire it early, but they are saying they're not going to issue it downstream right here due to the tornado threat has diminished and the tornado warning has been canceled. The tornado threat has diminished and the tornado warning has been canceled. However, large hail and damaging winds remain likely and a severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect for the area. Okay, so that doesn't make any sense if you're watching along with home, because I don't think I'm the only one. So they issued a cancellation statement on this, and from the tags up here, they expired the tornado warning, but they say the tornado warning remains in effect until 3 o'clock, which is another 8 minutes from now. So, okay, there you go. Not sure what to think on that one. And it's kind of crazy. One software I have expired the tornado warning, and one has kept it valid, the one that you're seeing, until 3 o'clock with that latest statement. So I'm confused, and I think maybe the National Weather Service made a little bit of a boo-boo on that one. Either it's expired or it's not, but they're saying it's going to expire at 3 o'clock regardless. So we got another 8 minutes on this. So we'll just treat it as the polygon is still there. Based on the first words of that text. So you're probably getting a little bit of confusion, because I'm confused, from the National Weather Service, because, again, they just put out that statement that says that you've seen it right with me, and we'll click on it again. The tornado warning remains in effect for northwestern Fayette, east central Greene, and southwestern Clark counties. Clark and southwestern Madison counties will expire at 3 o'clock. But in the next sentence, they say it's been canceled. So kind of some confusion from the National Weather Service. So some of you may be seeing the tornado warning, some of you may not be. I don't know. I think they made a little bit of a boo-boo. However, with that being said, outside of this, they do again have that severe thunderstorm warning, as you can see here outside of that, packing a pretty good punch. Still, with winds in excess of 60 miles an hour, it's kind of turning into more of a straight line wind threat. And that's for southwestern Franklin, Fayette, northeastern Clinton County, northwestern Pickaway County, eastern Greene County, eastern Clark County, and Madison County until 3:30. And this one is tagged, as you can see right there on your screen. Well, actually, you can't because I didn't move it down far enough. Until this one is tagged, tornado possible, and expires at 3:30. So that's what we're dealing with on this one. So kind of a confusion on the tornado warning if you're kind of looking at it saying, okay, well, there was a tornado warning and there's not. They've issued contradicting statements in the same statement, or contradictory words in the same statement. Once again, they're saying it expires at 3 o'clock and it won't be reissued, and then they said it's canceled in the next one. So I'm not sure if they canceled it early or they didn't. I don't think they even know what they did. So sorry about that. So sorry about some of the confusion. Out of the safety precaution, we're just going to go ahead and say the tornado warning is valid until 3 o'clock because of contradicting statements So when you're faced with that, we'll go ahead and take the latter of the two. Elsewhere across Ohio, you can see here we had some pretty good rotation. I misspoke earlier about a potential tornado warning over here in Prebble County. This one there is no tornado warning for Prebble County. Let me make that clear. But there is some pretty good rotation coming in with this one, and we'll have to keep an eye on that as it comes in Ohio here. So they do have this tag tornado possible, and that may be what I saw earlier and jumped the gun a little bit. But for western Prebble County, this severe thunderstorm warning goes until 3:15, and again, winds 60 mile an hour, and it's moving south-southeast at 45 miles an hour. Across the Dayton metro area, as you can see, most of this is still under a severe thunderstorm warning as you have a little bit of that edge coming through here. This expires in about 19 minutes or so. This also is tagged tornado possible, and this one is a severe thunderstorm warning for Greene and eastern Clark counties, along with southwestern Montgomery counties, again until 3:15. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts in this one as well. Dayton, Springfield, pretty much all those famous little towns down there. Beaver Creek, not to be confused with Bucky's. Beaver Creek, Fairborn, Xenia, Bellbrook, Oakwood, Yellow Springs, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, etc. All of you are under that severe thunderstorm warning with 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and they do have it tagged tornado possible, as we are seeing a little bit of more rotation right over Xenia right now. You can see that rotation marker. That doesn't necessarily mean there's a tornado or enough rotation to issue a tornado warning. That just gives us an early heads up that there is some rotation here in the upper atmosphere for all intents and purposes, not getting too scientific on you. So we are keeping an eye on that one as well. So this means there is rotation, but there's no tornado warning. However, again, this severe thunderstorm warning is tagged tornado possible. And one thing about that too, I want to make sure that everybody understands, is a lot of rain with this and a lot of lightning coming through. So severe weather is most commonly we think of that, but we also can have severe flash flooding, and I think across portions of Ohio that we could continue to see that throughout the day. We talked about that excessive rainfall before, so it's something we want to keep in mind right now. So if you're just joining us, we have new severe thunderstorm warning for our friends down in the Cincinnati area and even portions of Butler County. So there is a new severe thunderstorm warning for our coverage area of northwestern Hamilton County, southern Prebble County, and Butler County until 45. And they do have this one cranked up just a little bit. They do have this tag as a considerable threat. So if we look at this, you can see here this severe thunderstorm warning right here. Maybe I can highlight this. They do have this tag as considerable damage. We got this one up for storms, and I'll back out just a little bit here so you can get a better picture of it. This one right here, got this tag considerable, so they're saying that this could have winds in excess of 70 miles an hour. So you take that very seriously, and this expires in 1 hour. So again, make sure you take this one seriously. So wind gusts are pretty strong, and again, they tag this considerable for considerable damage. So northwestern Hamilton County, southern Prebble County, and Butler County, all those are in our coverage area. Goes until 3:45, and there is a considerable damage tag on this one, so we want to keep that in mind. Now, if you're just joining us too, we do still have this tornado warning. Well, we kind of have a tornado warning, and so sorry if we're saying that. The National Weather Service says that tornado warning that was still valid here expires in 1 minute, but they issued contradicting statements a minute ago saying that the tornado warning will expire at 3, but then they said it's expired and canceled in the next statement or the next paragraph. So we're not really sure, and we're not even going to try to guess sometimes with them, but we're just going to say that it's valid here for another minute or so, and then it will be expired at 3 o'clock, and then we'll just have severe thunderstorm warnings as it steamrolls across the area. So it's something to keep in mind here as we go throughout the afternoon hours, kind of what we expected. This is some of those storms that have fired up. A lot of instability in the atmosphere today, so it's kind of crazy that we're dealing with some of this 3 days in a row for some. So severe weather season. I thought severe weather season was done for a while, but no, it is still very valid. It's still telling us, hey, we're here and we mean business in some of this situation. Now, we do have severe thunderstorm watches across the area too. You can find that on the page or download our app to get that information. Right now, we're not going to keep that on because it clutters up the map a little bit. But if you're on the leading edge of this, and I'll kind of zoom out, if you're on the leading edge of this, you need to make sure that you take it seriously, because we're seeing winds potentially up to 70 miles an hour. And in some cases across northern Indiana earlier, we've seen winds over 100 miles an hour by the National Weather Service that said it was there. So we're keeping an eye on this for you. So continue to sorry, I'm trying to look at some other things. Continue to keep that in mind. Now, the tornado warning has expired officially. You'll see that drop off your screen. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning, but the tornado warning officially has expired here. It is 3 o'clock. It will drop off your screen here in just a minute. There was no reissuance of that. So we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning right here, just coming into the Dayton metro area. Expires in 44 minutes or so. So this newest one, let's see here. Yeah, I'm kind of filling in that one from Prebble County. So this newest one, we'll read it together here. Southern Prebble County, northeastern Butler County, northwestern Warren County, and southern Montgomery County. You have a severe thunderstorm warning until 3:45, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts in this particular storm cell. They don't have this one tagged tornado possible, which is a good sign. Now, that other severe thunderstorm warning that just came out a few moments ago, just down here to the south, they do also have this one tagged considerable damage and also a tornado possible, so we're keeping an eye on that as well. Down outside of Cincinnati. Doesn't include most of Cincinnati right now, maybe some portions of northern Cincinnati, but we are watching that one again because that has a considerable tag and a tornado possible tag for northwestern Hamilton County, southern Prebble County, and Butler County until 3:45. So we're keeping that in mind as well, and again, tag tornado possible. So the story goes here kind of at the day we're tornado warning free now. Tornado warning was allowed to expire at 3 o'clock, I guess, or expired at 2:50. We're not quite sure. But we're looking at this as a whole. This line continues to charge towards the south and will continue to bring damaging and even some considerable damage with some of the winds that moves across the area. Let's go ahead and turn on kind of the regional radar, and you kind of see here, this is what we're dealing with. Earlier we had winds in excess potentially over 100 miles an hour in northern Indiana. It was a very interesting tornado warning that they'd issued, a very large one too. That is kind of fanned out. That is approaching here, northwest Ohio, Wood County, approaching Hancock County, even Fulton and Williams County right now, getting in on some of that action, but is remained below severe limits, which is a good sign for us, as today is one of those days where it's kind of nowcasting, but don't let your guard down, as we're not completely done yet for today. But with that being said, I need to take a pause for the cause, and we are tornado warning free. We'll continue to post updates on our page as needed, and we'll continue to come back live as we can. And remember to keep it tuned right here. Download our app if you need to. That's one of the greatest things to do. We did put a post out a little bit ago to charge your devices. That was a big thing. And make sure you can download our app in the App Store and get the alerts and track the radar, future radar, right along with us. That's another thing to keep in mind as we head throughout the day here. So we'll continue to come back live as needed. Thank you for trusting in us. And we are tornado warning free across Ohio right now, but storms continue to charge towards the southwest portion of Ohio. And we're going to continue to watch this line as it's producing winds up to 70 to 75 miles an hour as it approaches here